If you're in Texas or Louisiana right now, you already know it is brutally hot out there, and that's not changing anytime soon. But on top of that heat, storms are going to fire up again during the afternoon hours across parts of the area. So let's talk about who's in the bullseye and what you can expect. We've got a lot to dive into in today's forecast, and I want to start off with our rain chances. You might be wondering, Jake, these are not very impressive. Why are you telling me about these? Well, this is a little bit different from last week's forecast in the sense that last week our rain chances were zeroed out and we didn't see a drop. Rainfall totals, rainfall coverage, anything with the word rain in it this week, it's not going to be impressive, but it's something. It's a little bit more than what we had out there last week. So let me show you what to expect as we go through each afternoon of the upcoming work week. This is Tuesday afternoon, about 2-3 p.m. You'll notice some spotty rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two starting to develop around 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, late afternoon, early evening, that coverage increases a little bit more, but even as it increases, it's still spotty at best. Most of the area walking away without seeing a drop and continuing to see that triple-digit heat. For those that are lucky enough to pick up on a brief downpour, you could see moderate to heavy rainfall. Stay very isolated. It'll stay very confined. We'll see some of that spotty storm activity stick around through about 7, maybe 8 p.m. And then whatever's out there on radar fizzles out very quickly. We're dry Tuesday night into Wednesday, and we see the cycle repeat. Wednesday afternoon, it's a very spotty thunderstorm activity. Same with Thursday, Friday, possibly even into the upcoming weekend as well. Now, we're still going to be dealing with a lot of sunshine and a lot of heat, and that's really going to be the main focus as we go throughout the next 7 days. Again, it's only a handful of locations that end up seeing a little bit of rain this week, and those little pop-up storms are the kind that your neighbor 10 minutes away or your friend 10 minutes across town might get a little shower, and you don't see a drop at all. That's the kind of rain we're talking about this week. Most of us dealing with the sunshine, dealing with the triple-digit heat. That ridge of high pressure, it just won't let up, at least not until later in the week and to the weekend. You'll notice that ridge weakening a little bit and starting to shift to the west. That might open the door for temperatures to cool down, and you may be wondering by how much. Well, the honest answer, probably 2 or 3 degrees, and the difference between 98 and 100 degrees is not a great difference. So it's still going to be pretty hot out there, and then watch what happens. This is Sunday. Our weather's set up on Sunday. Watch what happens as we head into next week, the 24th. That ridge strengthens right back up, and I expect us to be back in the triple digits for air temperatures most, if not all, of next week as well. This pattern is one that just doesn't want to let go. Over the next 7 days, air temperatures topping out around 102, 103 through the middle of the week. They cool down by maybe a degree or so, 2 by Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I could see us in the upper 90s on Saturday, possibly, definitely on Sunday. Again, it's not going to be a huge difference, but we will be a degree or two cooler. Where you'll notice a bigger difference is with feels-like temperatures. Through this work week, including Monday, that's a little low there, that 103. But the rest of the work week, I think this has a good handle on, 105 to 110. Feels like temps going to be a little bit below that 105 mark on Saturday and Sunday, so that's where you'll notice a little bit more of a difference. Still keeping air temperatures well above our average for this time of the year, which runs about 95 degrees. So because of the feels like temps this work week between 105 and 110, we've got a heat advisory in place through at least Tuesday evening, and I would not be surprised to see this extended through most, if not all, of the work week. To stay up to date with the latest on how long that heat advisory goes, still make sure you have the KSLA weather app, or you can look at that on our website, ksla.com/weather. Now, the other downside to all of this heat and very limited rain chances is the fact that we've been so dry the past couple of weeks. This triple-digit heat has not helped us out at all. We're seeing drought conditions start to develop, and we also have a lot of burn bans out there. If your county or parish is shaded in red, you're under a burn ban till further notice, so make sure that you're adhering to those local and state guidelines. I want to take a look here at our drought monitor. You'll notice level 1 drought in the tan starting to expand a little bit more. Parts of the Arklatex, parts of North Texas, really east central Oklahoma, and we're also seeing a pretty big expansion of abnormally dry conditions, which basically indicates that we're close to drought but not quite in it yet, or kind of a pre-drought indicator, if you will. So that's something we're going to be watching closely. We also have a pretty high potential of flash drought or rapid onset drought as we head toward the end of August and the start of September. What that means, similar to flash flood, it means a flood that happens really quickly. Same can be said here with drought. We've been dry for a couple of weeks. This triple-digit heat can actually help expedite drought conditions, which is what we don't want to see. As a result, flash drought possible as we head through the end of August and into the start of September. All right, let's talk a little bit about your first alert 7-day forecast. Again, it's going to be hot over the next 7 days. High temperatures in the triple digits for the most part. The only days that could be an exception are Saturday. I could see some spots maybe in the upper 90s, and then Sunday, upper 90s once again. We're back to the triple digits, though, starting early next week. And I do think that that's a pattern that's going to hold once again as we go throughout much of the 7-day forecast. So again, we're looking, I know many of you are searching, and I'm searching too, for any relief when it comes to temperatures or substantial rain relief. There's just not much of that in the forecast. Of course, when it is in the forecast, we'll make sure to give you the first alert. Make sure you're subscribed to us over on our YouTube channel, our social media platforms at KSLA News 12 and at Jake Lambright, and that you've got our KSLA weather app to stay first aware and first alert to the latest.